Imagine waking up tomorrow morning, but instead of it being a normal Tuesday, you've jumped exactly 10 years into your own future. You sit across the table from this older version of yourself. What are they thanking you for starting today? And more importantly, what habits are they begging you to keep going, even when the progress felt slow? Most of us assume that to reach an ideal future state, we need to make massive, exhausting leaps. We try to overhaul our entire lives in a single weekend, and almost inevitably, we burn out and end up exactly where we started. Today, we are going to fix that. Together, we're going to build your personal micro-habit implementation plan, a system designed to help you achieve your biggest goals using almost zero willpower. To make this work, you need to follow along. Grab a pen and a piece of paper, or open a digital note on your phone right now. At the top, write the title, My Micro Habit Plan. Getting these ideas out of your head and onto a physical page is the necessary first step. It takes an abstract desire and turns it into a concrete map for where we go next. Step 1. Look at your blank page and write down one specific destination goal you want to achieve. For this exercise, ignore the timeline completely. Just focus on the end result. Now, look at that goal and shrink the required daily action down until it feels almost ridiculous to write out. We are looking for the absolute bare minimum you can do. Instead of setting a goal like working out for an hour or clearing your entire inbox, you set a goal to do exactly 3 push-ups or to send one quick message to a friend. Starting small lowers the barrier to entry. It tricks your brain into looking at the task and saying, "This is too easy to skip," which directly bypasses your natural procrastination defenses. Long-term success relies entirely on making the starting line so accessible that failure to launch becomes impossible. Step 2 is commitment. You have to promise to execute this bare minimum action every single day, especially on your lowest energy, most difficult days. This works because of Newton's first law of motion. Objects at rest stay at rest, but objects in motion tend to stay in motion. A 5-minute workout doesn't build muscle on its own. It works because it forces a shift in your mental headspace. It gets you out of the chair and onto the floor. Starting is always the hardest part. Once you are already doing something, the friction disappears, making it incredibly easy to just keep going. Momentum is the most overlooked trigger in high performance. Getting past that initial resistance to start is the only real hurdle that matters. Step 3. Go back to your page and draw a new column next to your bare minimum action. Title this column the 1.1% push. This chart shows exactly what happens if you neglect your habits and get just 1% worse each day. Over the course of a single year, that daily decline compounds until you end up at nearly 0. But look at the alternative. If you focus on improving by just 1% every day, the compound effect takes over. By the end of the year, you are 37 times better than where you started. And if you pushed yourself just a little bit more, say 1.1%, you end up 54 times better. At 1.2%, you are 78 times better. You do not need to sit down and mathematically calculate your daily percentages. In practice, this simply means learning 5 new vocabulary words instead of 4, or doing 3 push-ups instead of your baseline of 1. The difference between good results and exceptional results relies entirely on these literal micro-shifts. Step 4. Draw a star or a large exclamation point right next to your plan. This is your permanent reminder that you are going to need patience. You can do the right thing for days, weeks, or even months and feel like absolutely nothing is changing. This is exactly where most people quit. This diagram shows a block of ice sitting in a cold room. You can warm the temperature from 26 degrees up to 31 degrees, and the ice cube remains completely solid. You see 0 visible progress. But the moment it hits 32 degrees, the threshold is crossed, and the ice begins to melt. All the work you put in during those early invisible days was not wasted. It was being actively stored. Those stories of sudden overnight success are usually just years of stored potential finally crossing a threshold and revealing itself all at once. You now have your complete blueprint. You have a 10-year destination, a bare minimum trigger to defeat your procrastination, an understanding of how momentum works, and a strategy for the 1.1% push. Reaching that destination is never the result of a single grand act. It's the steady accumulation of thousands of deliberate choices, repeated day after day. A decade from now, you will look back on the choices you make today. You will either thank your past self for keeping the habit alive, or you will wish you had tried just a little bit harder. Do not wait for tomorrow. Look at the bare minimum action on your plan, and the moment this video ends, go do it.